Hey guys, back in the garage again. Got a new purchase. Been wanting to get one of these for a little bit now. Finally made the purchase today. They went on sale, so I went ahead and picked one up. As you can see, it's a Preditor 9500. If you've seen my other videos, I bought the Preditor 3500 and been very happy with that generator. Power went out a couple of times, used it to power up some stuff, my refrigerator and whatnot, and some lights. So anyway, I decided that I would step it up a notch and go with the 9500. Looked at a few of these reviews online. They've got some really good reviews. People have been using them for a while now and really been liking them. So, like I said, decided I'd step up and pick one of these up. Eventually what I want to do is I want to put a lockout switch on my electrical panel. That way I can plug this directly in and then adjust the breakers as needed to power whatever I need throughout my entire house during a power outage. Can also use this out and about. I've got a generator on my motorhome. The 3500 would kind of do the job if I was out and about and wanted to power it with a different generator. But this thing would really do the deal if we were out boondocking or whatever. Charge batteries, power up the motorhome, do whatever we want to do. So we're going to get into it. We just took the box off. Got to put some oil in it, got to put some fuel in it, go through all the checks, and then give it its first start. We'll see what she does. All right, we'll be back with you in a minute. Okay, guys, we've got the oil in, we've got the battery connected. It said connect the battery on both sides, both panels, but I took off the other panel when I put the oil in. The battery was connected to the starter, so there's no place else to hook it up. At least I didn't see any. So we're going to give it its first start. So we're going to turn this to choke. And we got there it goes. That's the first start. Preditor 9500 generator. I gotta say, I've been around some generators, I've been around some Hondas, some really nice Honda 4000 watt generators, and some construction generators that sound like a frickin' freight train. This thing is super quiet. I started it not where I'm supposed to, so I'm not going to show you where I'm at. But that's the first start. So we're going to let this thing run for about 10 minutes. I'm going to have to wait till tomorrow because I didn't have enough oil to do its first oil change. But just like with the 3500, I ran it for 10 minutes and then I do the oil change. That gets all the break-in metals and materials out of it. That's what I've seen them do before. That's what I did with my 3500. So this thing's smoking quite a bit right now. Oh, because I got the choke on. Alright, so there it goes. Because I'm an idiot, I left the choke on. A little bit higher RPMs. Still running. I mean, I'm like right next to this thing, so we'll see how the audio comes out with me talking. My output indicator light is on and it's ready to go. So that's pretty cool. So, like I said, we'll let her run for 10 minutes. We'll do an oil change. Then we'll fire her back up and I'll be plugging some stuff in and putting a load on it. So we'll check you back then. Okay, real quick, what I wanted to do, and I did this, the Eco Throttle. brings the idle down, the RPM down, and it's much quieter that way. Pretty nice. This thing is super quiet, like I said. All right, guys, back at it again. So, doing the first oil change on the Preditor 9500. So I ran this thing for about 10 minutes without a load. Then I ran it another 10 minutes with a load. Sorry, my dogs are having fun. Anyway, so I see some guys that have run these things for longer. When I did my 3500, they said like run it 10 minutes and then do an oil change immediately to flush out all the material. If you watch the videos on other first oil changes, in my first video on the 3500 oil change, you'll see all the metal shavings, or not metal shavings, but just little tiny flecks of metal material from the build process that are still in the crankcase. So they fill these things up at the factory with oil. They run them, they test them really quick. I don't even think they run them 5 minutes, maybe, who knows. And then they drain all the oil and everything and they ship it. So, you know, they get the most of it out from the factory, but there's still quite a bit left in there. So I saw one guy that ran his for like an hour, another guy that ran his for like 3 hours. But I ran mine for 20 minutes yesterday. I ran it for 5 minutes just before I started the video to warm up the oil and circulate it so it flows out. I don't think it's going to have a problem. You know, it's brand new oil. It's not going to have a problem flowing, but it is like 35 degrees out today. So anyway, so we're going to get after it. I'm not going to show the whole oil change process. There's plenty of videos on this stuff you guys can watch. You take off the little access panel down there. You take out the 2 little plugs and then pull your drain plug. My pan didn't fit underneath, so I propped it up on a couple of blocks just so I could get my pan underneath to catch the oil. And we're going to do the first oil change, and then we're going to refill it, and then I'll probably run it with a load as long as I can today. Depends on what I got going on. And I don't know if you guys have run into this problem or not yet, but local auto parts stores and even my local Walmart are shopped out of oil. I wanted to run some conventional 1030 in this for the first few hours and then change it again before I went to synthetic, just to get it to fully break in. But I couldn't find any. Couldn't find any conventional oil anywhere. I ended up with the synthetic blend. So that's what I'm going with, and that's all I can get right now. And this is just freaking ridiculous that we're so stupid that we can't stock our own shelves with our own oil. But whatever it is, man. Anyway, I'm going to get after this oil change. After the oil change, I'll run it again. Maybe I'll show it running with I got a little space heater I'll just throw on there, about 1,000 watt, 1,500 watt load, and we'll go after it. All right, see you in a bit.